Andy has one of the stars. Good. Thank you, though.
What is it? Oh God! I didn't even see that.
Face to the west, which is the place of harvest. Gather that which was sown at the beginning, tended to, mature, study these lessons of life, and then you make wise and loving choices. Face now to the north, the place of the winter, where everything is quiet and rest. Are the neighbors. We've seen from the beginning the growth of the maturity of life's lessons, and through our introspection of harvesting the wisdom of these lessons, we now apply them into our life. Walk the path of our life to loving beauty as you have intended us all to be, peaceful people, loving, kind, understanding, forgiving, knowing our walk the path of life, graceful. You enter the circle now, asking from the center of all directions that you sanctify everyone here to fully receive your blessings, compassionate love, and kind understanding, and the energies to perform this ceremony and to partake of the joy of the all as one. Thank you, great-grandfather. O.C.E.A.N, meaning we're all related to everything that exists. We're all one. I would like to illuminate the party through a global catastrophe. I'll make a very long story short. Expand your minds 70 years ago, middle of the World War. At that time, a group of German scientists were studying toxic chemicals as warfare weapons of destruction. In the middle of this chemical research, the head scientist declared to the world that he had discovered chemical fertilizers. He was awarded the Pulitzer Prize, millions of dollars, and heralded as the man who was going to feed the world. And thus, all the other leaders and scientists were convinced that these chemicals discovered in the research of toxic chemical weapons of mass destruction are now sprayed on all farms and our crops. And this is the drama. In recent years, the scientific world has discovered that the coral reefs of the oceans of the world are dying at an extremely accelerated rate, and none of them could figure out what was causing it. Until one beautiful young lady, a dedicated scientist, studied the reefs in real time. She discovered what was causing it and how it was being done. And this is the most interesting story for the ceremony for this reason. She discovered that those toxic chemicals, chemical fertilizers, the rain comes, which is totally indiscriminate and an indestructible force. It grabs a hold of and takes a small piece of everything with it as it makes its journey into the creeks and streams and rivers that feed back to the oceans, thus taking these chemicals with them into the oceans. She discovered that the chemicals kill the queen conchs. They're almost extinct. The coral reefs have one predator, one enemy. That's the starfish. The starfish climb up on the coral reef, unleash its stomach, and literally digests and sucks the life out of the coral, leaving the bone, dead coral behind. When the queen conchs are at their proper living level, they're the only predator of the starfish. They do the same thing to the starfish does to the coral reef. They grab onto the starfish and suck the life out of it. Now that the queen conchs are almost extinct, instead of the every 7-year rebirth cycle of the starfish, they're actually overlapping yearly now. And they've increased by the billions. And they're literally eating the coral reefs. So man is causing the queen conchs to go extinct by the use of these toxic chemicals. To worsen it is the fact that the chemical fertilizers, when they hit the creeks and the rivers, they cause the vegetation to grow abundantly. Our leader's answer to that, another toxic poison to kill that weed. It's so toxic that when they come along in the boats, spraying the poison in the water, they have to put it under the water, because if it's airborne, it can kill you. So here we have an intended poison placed into our living water. Who knows what that's causing to go to extinction in the ocean? And the answer to the starfish problem: in Australia, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, crews go out and dive to the coral reef with tanks of what? Another toxic poison. And they must pierce all 8 arms of the starfish with this poison. And you can watch the documentary and you see this poison just pluming out into the water. Now, the chemical fertilizers that killed the queen conchs didn't kill the starfish. How powerful does this poison have to be to kill the starfish? The answer is quite simple. We need to become a rainbow warrior. Gather, unite together as one people, not ask our governments to demand to them that the manufacture, distribution, sales, purchase, possession, and use of these chemicals are a world global outlawed. And instead of poisoning the starfish, we create a tourist attraction. People pay to go out on a boat, and they dive to the coral reef, and they capture the starfish. Thus we do the queen conch's job for her, And within perhaps 10 years, our lovely queens will make a dramatic comeback, thus balancing naturally the starfish and the coral reef itself. The answer is so simple. Isn't that incredible? It's so sad. It's actually a form of chemical warfare. Self-suicide.
Spirits of the water, I call you to come here today. Join us in this circle. And take note of a story I shall tell you so that you can carry it upon these waters as a message to all people. Years ago, it started out with a pagan group in Okinawa. I was a member of Circle of the Rising Moon, and the group got involved with a friend of ours, actually, so really this is 3 years ago, with a friend of theirs named Edo Heinrich-Sanchez. We went and we talked for like a night about different things that he felt were sacred information. He imparted knowledge upon our group that was kind of really specific for our group, so I'm not going to go completely into it. But he did tell us a lot of things. About a year later, there was another pagan group from Okinawa itself. They weren't Circle of the Rising Moon, they weren't Oki Pagans, which was another military affiliate. This group called attention to them from a teacher that teaches, I'm not really sure what he teaches, but he was an American teacher teaching on one of the military installations. He called up and he was really worried about what was going on here. Well, that day that he talked with my team leader, I happened to be on shift. And it was kind of my forte, my thing. Everybody knew that I knew things that most people didn't. So I went and I ended up talking to this man, and he talked me into coming out to check out who these people were, to figure out if they were doing illegal activity or not. Turned out they were a local-based group. So I contacted Edo, who lived literally within eyeshot of this beach. And I said, Edo, you probably don't remember me. I was like this one person out of 20 people that showed up at your house a year ago, but I know that you know my best friend Isaac. I'm going to relay information to Isaac, a little more detailed than what I'm putting in this note, but know that you need to contact this individual because he's really worried about about this pagan group that is using Senaha Beach. About a week later, my friend Isaac, who worked in the building next door to me, he was also a medic, came over and he goes, hey, Allie, you got to talk to Edo. Edo wants to talk to you. I don't know why, but he wants to talk to you, and he wants to talk to me, and he wants to talk to Justin. Justin is a friend of mine who's actually in Seaver County. Right now, Isaac is in Afghanistan. And Seaver County, Tennessee, for anyone that didn't know. Anyways, so we went up and we talked with him. And it turned out that he wanted us to be a part of a ceremony that was going to take place a month later. This ceremony was to call forth information, or call forth a healing of the oceans. He wanted to start it in Okinawa because he wants Okinawa to be a focus of what it used to be. It used to be the hub of the Eastern world. People from China and Korea and mainland Japan would all come to Okinawa. And he wants to return it to that glory. He feels that one of those things that needs to happen is that the oceans be cleansed in order to help bring about this, as well as bring about community with other people. It started with one, is what he told us. It starts with one. It started with one conch shell, similar to this one. I think it's actually about the same size. And it also meant it started with him. Sure, that's not what he wanted us to really take, but that really is the story. He started out as someone who used to work at the local theme park that gave you, it's kind of like the Polynesian Culture Center of Okinawa. And he walked down, he would eat his lunches on beaches, and he noticed that there were all sorts of trash everywhere. So he started cleaning up trash in the area. And eventually it became this huge thing. Now he runs the Okinawa Ocean. It stands for Ocean, Culture, Environment Action Network. So Okinawa Ocean. And from there, they do all sorts of beach cleanups. And he goes all the way around Okinawa and he does beach cleanups. And he communicates with the, I can't remember exactly which one it is, but like, they're kind of like the UN, only they do all this thing about like cleaning up waters, whether they're lakes or ocean, beaches, whatever. Just as long as it's cleaning up in the waters. And they bring about information to the people so they understand that this does need to happen. Otherwise, not only are the toxins from that coming out, it's also coming out because we're throwing trash in. So I looked at Edo and I was like, all right, so what's going to be, what's the ceremony going to be? He goes, oh, we're going to be on TV. I'm like, oh no. We have how long to do this ceremony? About 3 weeks. We had about 3 weeks. I went in there knowing, I believe I only knew the chief of Yomitan, Edo-san, Isaac, Justin, 2 females that had come out and they had done a beach cleanup with us. Sandra Rose, who is a kahuna from Hawaii, and her friend. There were at least 25 people there. We knew no one. Those were the only people we knew when we walked up there on stage. Oh, and I'm sorry, also Edo's wife. So we go up there, and we didn't know what we were going to do. As you may have noticed, most of this whole ceremony was done on the fly. It was done by instinct, what was supposed to happen. That's pretty much what happened for this. We were told, you're going to have a drum, you're going to have a conch shell, you're going to have... They were like pinwheels that went up there with us. Not really pinwheels, but they were beautiful, and I can't even describe what they were, but because I'm just not that good with words. But we went up there, and this was for a Fox Summer Beach party, and we were the opening act, pretty much. And Sandra Rose walked up there with Edo, and she led it with a Hawaiian greeting and a Hawaiian blessing. This is what we have formed here today. It's pretty much the same concept, where we did what was natural to us. The shell that Tony has is one that I gave to my apprentice, who happened to also have been there. He was videotaping it. That shell has been used in California and Okinawa and in Kentucky, and I believe he's also used it in Indiana. The shell that she holds has been used by Edo, myself, and Isaac in Okinawa. It was used for a ceremony for Circle of the Grove, which was a combination of two pagan groups that the military had. And they were at odds with each other before we came together. Like, they were at odds before I got there. And then over the course of time, we all resolved our differences. And we came together to be one family, one group. So that was used in the second big ceremony that we had from our formation, and the last ceremony that I was able to participate in. That has also been used in Tennessee and Kentucky. And now it'll be in Ohio, just as that one. This one was actually just given to me today by Tony Grayle. And this will be the first time that it is used for a ceremony like this. As we blow these conch shells, the spirits that have gathered here with us today, I want you to carry this message as the water flows until it gets to the ocean, and until it reaches every corner of this earth. That is what I want you to carry. Not just those spirits, but all of you. Each one of us will blow these shells. I'm going to try to get it so that we all blow each of them, but I know that one at least is difficult for me to blow in, but you try. Tony, if you could please do the honors and lead.
Great-grandfather, I am the clay of the earth. Take me now into your incredibly great and powerful hands. Fashion me into the vessel that is empty. Pour out your love, your wisdom, your understandings, and lend me your energy in the form of the vibration of this horn for our spirit brothers to carry with them our message. Vital.
My lungs are... You want to say something?
I learned last night
Huh?
that if you blow softer, with more vibration, it's
carry
not
out
as
longer.
loud, but it carries much longer.
That was good. Try. One more time. Okay. Yeah, like I said, that one will be difficult.
Gather your confidence, brother.
try this one? You have the bigger one. Yeah, we did this one. We're doing, yeah.
No, I blew that one.
He blew that one.
Oh, that's right. He blew
Yeah,
this one.
he
He
was,
blew that one.
that one's the next one. Yeah. Go ahead. You're putting us all to shame. And again, which one have you used?
I have not tried.
That one.
That one. Oh, that's right. Okay, now I know what it is. You actually tried that one earlier. Try this one.
I'm pretty sure that one's worse.
Okay.
I believe next for which one? I don't believe you blew in the one.
No, he just blew it.
Then this one. That one's your next one.
Sorry, I only have stage tracks. So
I can rewind.
memory's not going to be my strongest function.
Have you used that one?
I've used
So this is the only one you have. Okay, so
She needs wipe.
okay. one have you not used? You've used all three?
I have yet to use that one.
And you've used all three. You've used all three. I don't think you've used the white one. He hasn't used the white one.
She has 2 to use also.
Yes.
Yeah. Started out good. Come on.
You can do it.
You can do it, brother. Keep your lips tight together and just let them flutter. It's the attempt, not the event. There's a couple of beautiful notes in there.
I got 2 in a row. Oh yeah. Close out this.
I think we need to get all 3 going in sync also at some point.
Yeah, we do. I vote. Which one are you best at? Well, I was gonna say.
I think he did the best with the one that's in your hand.
I know which one I did, but you, me, and him are the 3 that are supposed to blow them at once.
Okay.
You're good with like all 3 of them. So.
Start stage everyone.
And then symbolic representation we pour out our love on the world. God bless us all.
Oh, well, open it.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's how Nathan does it too, so. Alright. Okay, it's good.